So, Chris, how's it been wrestling with Global Force Wrestling?
It's been a great experience. I've worked with Jeff Jarrett in the past, actually on an experience you probably know of called Ring of King, and then coming into this has been absolutely the same thing I expected from before. The utmost professionalism from Jeff Jarrett, and he's done a great job as far as assembling what I consider a great crew in terms of global wrestlers, but also a lot of talent that slipped through the cracks, so to speak, within some of the like WWE and whatnot, and some guys that could have taken the brass ring or got a good run, and for whatever reason didn't. And I think this is going to be a good platform and a good alternative for wrestling fans. And I think wrestling fans are at a point now where they're looking for that. They've seen a certain amount of redundancy within the last maybe 5, even 10 years or so. And, most, from what I've seen, most of the hardcore wrestling fans at least are paying attention to this and a lot of the other alternatives. And I think this is a good time for us to capitalize. And we're just coming off of our TV tapings in Vegas that went really well, considering especially it's our first time out. Now we're coming here to Reno. I feel like there's a momentum that's picking up. And, you got to hand it to Jeff, man. I mean, the guy, who built TNA, you know what I mean? Who did that, you know what I mean? That was him. This guy, he knows this business, and I think this is going to end up being very successful.
Yeah, and so just talk about, what would you say is the biggest difference wrestling in a six-sided ring versus the traditional squared circle?
I think visually it's odd because there's more sides, but I kind of agree almost with what Jeff said. It's just you actually have more turnbuckles to work with, so to speak. But, it hasn't really affected my game too much. The only time I'm usually running around a lot is if there's a guy bigger than me, and that doesn't usually happen too often. So, usually it's those guys having to make the adjustment to the six-sided ring. I think, if anything, I think it's more visually to you wrestling fans like a big deal than it does us, the performers. Like Jeff said, when it comes to us, it's a slight adjustment, but it's not enough to for me to say, we completely have to alter our game. And when I went into it the first time, it was such a huge drastic difference. No, it's just, it visually just looks different. And, I think different is cool. Why not? You know what I mean? It was his idea in the first place.
Yeah. And what's it been like wrestling in the different ballparks?
It's been fun. Again, this is a grassroots effort that he's putting on, and we've started out just about 2 months ago working in these baseball parks. And, I got to say, it's kind of hot. I work up a nice sweat. The humidity was pretty good in the last couple places, but it's fun, and it's fun for fans too, because this is a different experience. It's very interactive, like Jeff was saying. This is something where you can come and it's not necessarily just getting to watch a wrestling show. You're getting to meet, guys that, that you've watched perform, such as myself, Chris Adonis, such as Jeff Jarrett, such as Karen Jarrett, such as the Bullet Club, PJ Black, or if it be Shelton Benjamin, or whoever it is. He's got a pretty big cast of characters now, and we're going to roll along with this. And, Reno's the next spot here, August 22nd, here that we're promoting. Everybody come on down. Maximum mileage guaranteed from Chris Adonis.
Absolutely. And so what do you think of Ace's Ballpark?
I think it's beautiful, man. And I just love the weather out here. This isn't too far from home for me. I'm in California. So I'm just loving the fact that you guys got this nice breeze. And I'm hoping August 22nd we can bring in this nice breeze again so it can be nice. But it's beautiful tonight, and this is going to be, man, we're going to tear it up August 22nd. This is going to be fun. We'll be set up right there. Come on down. You're going to be there, right?
I'm going to be there.
You better be there.
I'll be there.
I don't forget a face.
Okay, all right.
Don't forget a face. And I know you're a fan.
I'm a huge fan. And so, last question. Just talk about, I know this isn't your first time in Reno. So what is the appeal of Reno for you?
You know what? Reno brings me back to the my first paydays in pro wrestling. We're in Laughlin and Reno. Coming out here, I think I worked a show here and I worked a show in Laughlin, and it kind of brings me back to my roots, man. Brings me back to when I first started and puts things into perspective. And now look at me 13 years later working with Jeff. It's just It's an amazing ride, man. It really has been. You know, I can't say that I would take anything back. I can't say as of now that I have the legacy that I would wanted to have left in wrestling, but it's been such a hell of a ride. I wouldn't take anything back by any means. Like, I've lived 10 lifetimes in the last decade alone.